work it, make it, do it. Makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Welcome in here to the Bill Austin Radio Studio. I'm your host, Nicole Pinter. Alongside me is Sarandon Raboin and Gabby Ducharme. I'm back on The Future is Female. I was gone last week. I know you all missed me.
Yeah, it's the first time we've had a full crew in like a
3
month.
Weeks. A month?
It's
That's
been 3
so long.
weeks, which is also a month.
It's like 4 or 5, maybe 6, depending on the month.
Is it?
Depends.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we are talking UNC women's head basketball coach resigning amid some racist remarks, allegedly. MLB, the bat flip heard around the world from Tim Anderson. The NBA playoffs, which is lacking the LA Lakers, I have to remind you. Sorry, Gabby.
Oh, you always got to sneak it in whenever
it's a real shocker that the Phoenix Suns didn't make the playoffs. Am I right?
I can't believe they left them out.
I know.
19 wins.
I
Come
know.
on. They are in the lottery to get Zion Williamson.
And
right
we're
now.
talking the NFL draft. Raiders having some questionable moves. Rosen a little annoyed, and we're raking our prospects. But first, we start with Tony Harris. A new article came out about her on CBS about being the first college female player. Losing my words. She's beat cancer, critics, and wide receivers as a corner.
Yeah.
So, guys, have you read this article? What do you think? What do you think about I know we discussed her Super Bowl ad before.
I was going to say, we've brought up this name before because, she had that Super Bowl ad that, really showed. It was actually one of 2 ads, if I remember correctly, that showed women playing football, which is, not traditional. So, yeah, it was cool. I mean, it's nice to see that she didn't just die down and that she's still relevant and still getting the attention that she deserves. But yeah, no, it was a good article.
Yeah, and I think I didn't know she had beaten cancer actually, so it makes her story even more amazing. She's playing at Central Methodist University, I guess. I don't see it there, but
yeah, it's an NAIA school.
Okay. What do you guys think about just women playing college football? Should they be allowed to? 2, is it a good idea?
I mean, go ahead, Sarandon.
But okay, so preface. I don't know if football in general is a good idea anymore with health risks and safety. So just to put that disclaimer out there, maybe no one plays football, which is shocking. I know, but in my opinion, I don't think that women should play with the men because of the weight difference. And it's girls, all right, I'm a big girl. I'm 5'10", not going to tell my weight. But, if I got hit by a 300-pound man, I think I would die. Genuinely. Right. So I don't think that it's not that women couldn't play. It's that for their health reasons, I think they should have their own league if they wanted to play it. If they should have, just a female team, which I think would be better because, then the talent is a little bit more matched up correctly. I mean, it just, when you have, that kind of physical game, I don't see it benefiting the women and, they continue to play, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that does. Gabby, your thoughts?
Honestly, allow me to preface as well by saying I really don't feel comfortable having any of my kids play football one day. If I have a family and my son or my daughter comes to me and says, I want to play football, of course, I'm going to be a little bit worried. I was in really rigorous physical therapy for a long time when I was a kid because I had, bad leg injuries. But my mom would always tell me how grateful she was that I didn't have a concussion. And my physical therapy office that I went to was specialized in treating kids with concussions. And there was one kid, he was a football player. He had been in physical therapy for 9 months. He had blacked out when he got his concussion. He had lost a lot of his motor skills, and he was trying to retrain his body to do certain things because he had gotten so much damage from playing the sport of football in high school. So I've seen kind of the repercussions of it, in really different circumstances and stuff. So I wouldn't even really want my kids playing football. Mm-hmm. I think, though, that I would have to agree with Sarandon. If you're having a guys' league and a girls' league for playing football, I think the key is both leagues need to be taken seriously.
Right.
The girls' league shouldn't be the Powder Puff League or whatever.
Or the Lingerie League. I'm not saying, bring it back. No. I'm saying if you want to do it right, and you should want to do it right, you should have pretty much the same rules and the same kind of uniform. It's just it's all female instead of all male. Yeah. Just because, safety, like even some of the guys like I see playing football, like you want to get hit by a 300-pound man, like the quarterbacks don't. So like I mean look at what it did to Robert Griffin III. I know, like it's just I feel like and I'm not saying that they can't, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I'm saying that if we want more women to go into football, I think we need to create a space for them instead of forcing them to be in the male space.
I agree with you both here. I think with females, like, we're all about this female empowerment, right, these days now. And we don't want to say, like, females can't do this because they are female. Right. And that's not what we're saying. They can't do this, I mean, I guess it is partially because they are female in this case, because that's why you're saying create a space for them, because there are some, like you were saying, there are some guys who can't even get hit like by a 300-pound man and like live to see another day. Now, obviously they do, but concussions, I mean, the weight difference, just there's too many differences where I would worry about girls' health, and I think do some of the guys go easy on her? I don't know, like And the other thing, too, was that she got to go play at this college, right? I might have brought this up last time we talked about her. But was she signed just because she was a girl? You know what I'm saying?
Because if you look, the precedent that it set?
Because if you looked at her stats, they weren't like, it was like 3 tackles. It was like, okay. And I'm saying she's a great player. I'm sure she's a great player. I've only seen a few of her highlights. But could she have taken a scholarship from someone who was deserving? I don't know NAIA rules about that. I'm guessing they don't have scholarships, but it could be a roster spot. It could be something like that. So that's where I go with you, Sarandon. Create a space for them to play, and let's take it seriously. Right. And let's make it their own, and we take it just as seriously as, say, college football or the NFL.
Right. Because at the end of the day, what equality means is just the same. And so it's not, we'll let you do this in this league with a few exceptions. Like, that's equality. Like, we're being so forward thinking. Right. No, it's saying, let's create places where women can feel that they have the opportunity to play football if they desire to, and, be taken seriously, like you said, and, really be looked at as professionals. Which, I mean, the WNBA has done that, and yeah. It's yes, there is disparity, but it is much improving in the last 5 years than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and actually you bring up the WNBA, which Breanna Stewart, they have to play across seas to play in the offseason and to get more money because they are not paid enough. And Breanna Stewart actually broke her ankle. Yeah, got injured.
She tore her Achilles tendon. She's out for the season.
Yeah, and that hurts her whole season. Year. Hurts her whole season because she has to play overseas just to make enough money, just to play.
And honestly,
and they shouldn't have to do that.
That's the one thing that would make me wonder about establishing a girls football league. It feels like you kind of need more backing
absolutely.
Internationally for it.
Look at the AAF. We all thought that was gonna last. It obviously didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would take a lot of people to trust in the system that I don't believe are there yet.
Well, honestly, I was even talking to someone yesterday about what is the key to have for women to have the same equal opportunities. Yeah, it's about creating the space. Right. Because when women go into the man's industry, they kind of they have to adopt it's kind of survive and move on. It's survive and it's survival of the fittest, essentially. So the women are forced to adopt a lot of the characteristics of their male counterparts, and in the NFL you have to essentially adopt all the male characteristics to survive in football or in college football. But if you create a space for women to thrive in their own way with their own perspective, then heck, I mean, you just blew open the door to equality that nobody's really banged on in a really long time.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. So Tony Harris, first college female athlete, beat cancer. She's beat wide receivers.
Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Honestly. We're all rooting for you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Our second story of the day is the UNC North Carolina women's basketball head coach has resigned amid racially insensitive remarks. Now, this just came out this past week. She submitted her resignation. They did find that she was not viewed as a racist, but her comments and subsequent response caused many in the program to believe she lacked awareness and appreciation for the effect her remarks had on those who heard them. That is from CBS Sports. There's also been a breakdown of connectivity between the players and Hatchell, who's a head coach. So UNC, now they haven't, I don't think they've been to March Madness in quite some time, but
No, they haven't.
thoughts on this? I mean, obviously, we know racism is bad. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. But it's...
Wow, that's a hot take.
That is burning.
No, it's not good. Genuinely not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Gabby.
I mean, you look at University of North Carolina as an institution. You look at where it's located. Obviously, it's in Chapel Hill. It's in an area of the country where during the Jim Crow era, this was one of the most racially divided cities in the entire country during the 1960s, 1970s. And I think you especially look at the basketball programs of University of North Carolina, especially the men's side, the precedent that it sets nationally. There is a certain standard that you have to follow when you put on the Tar Heel, blue and white. And when something like this comes out about a coach, it just makes me wonder, the amount of power this coach had, the amount of horrendous thoughts that were going through this coach's head. And granted, this was the women's coach, so this women's coach probably didn't have as much of a voice, obviously, as the men's coach. But the precedent that it sets for athletes coming into this program, many of the athletes who play Division I college basketball are African American, and they may end up coming from rough areas. They may end up turning to basketball as their one way out. But when a coach ends up degrading her athletes like that and a player, I mean, it's heartbreaking to see. It's incredibly heartbreaking to see.
100%. You look to your coaches and as leaders and as role models, and you definitely want them to set the best example possible. So the fact that, we had a coach at the UNC that was maybe not as open-minded as she needed to be is definitely disheartening to those athletes and to the players that come through the program, because, a lot of coaches change people. I have coaches that, have changed my mindset, have, given me confidence where I didn't have any, or, instilled in me, certain values. So coaches matter, and what they say and do matter, especially to the players. So.
Absolutely. And UNC they're not innocent in these sort of scandals, I guess you could say. They were caught many years ago now with the whole paper classes thing, putting their student athletes through that. That was them.
Oh, yeah.
So, UNC, they didn't really get punishment for that. And not that this is sort of a scandal. Sylvia Hatchell did step down. But I say this honestly, you hate to see it. Mm-hmm. Because
you do.
It's 2019. Why haven't we progressed? It feels like we just haven't progressed at all. Yeah, and I know it's so much different from when it was in the 60s. I know we have. But when you still see stuff like this, it makes you think, have we? Really? I can tell you we have. But there are still ways to go. And there's still moves that need to be made, and I think that's something everyone needs to do, and it can't be just one person.
And
right.
I find it interesting that she kind of uses appeals right at the end of this article, with her quote. She says, this is an idea I have been contemplating since my cure from leukemia. This year, after defeating Notre Dame, the top-ranked team in the nation, returning to...
So she's making it sound like, this was my decision.
She's making it sound like, okay, now it's time to pass the torch on from one generation to another. As if this era and these comments should be remembered in a good light.
Or they just shouldn't be remembered at all.
Yeah.
I think it's more like that.
Yeah, those comments, no, I didn't mean that. Are you kidding? No, I fought cancer. healed from cancer.
I beat Notre Dame, the top-ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
And returned to the NCAA tournament.
The idea that a college coach is trying to sugarcoat it is denying that.
Were they in the tournament? They must have been in the tournament this year then.
Yeah, they must have been.
I'm mistaken.
Once again, even if they were in the tournament, they were not super, super relevant because you didn't hear much about them. They are not UConn. They are not Notre Dame.
Didn't they play Cal? I think they played
did.
Cal. Yeah.
But I want to say that Cal won. Cal was a really good team.
Cal did win because they played Baylor and got wrecked.
Yeah. Oh, okay. National champions. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, the precedent the precedent that a college basketball coach sets for her players, especially in women's basketball, the women's basketball as a whole, coaching is such a major key in women's basketball because it's so fundamental. It's more tactical. They don't rely as much on pure athleticism. And the coach, I heard one women's basketball player, I interviewed her the other day from ASU. She said, yeah, my coach was my second mom. So these players really do look up to the coach, and they really do see them as guiding lights. And so the fact that this coach was not that guiding light and was so demeaning toward her players, especially her African-American players, it's heartbreaking to see. It really is.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Afterwards, we're going to talk about, there was a big bat flip incident flip or not to bat flip by Tim Anderson from the Chicago White Sox. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs, and the NFL draft is just around the corner. Oh, finally, all the clarity and
your clarity and confusion.
More clarity, less confusion, hopefully.
Yeah, especially for Josh Rosen.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
I feel so bad for that kid.
We'll be right back here on The Future is Female. Welcome back here into the Bill Austin Radio Studio. I'm your host, Nicole Pinter, alongside Sarandon, Raboin, and Gabby Ducharme.
What was that rejoiner just now?
Rockin' Robin.
Do you not know that song?
Love that song. No, I just haven't heard it since I was a little kid.
Yeah, I was
about ready to sing it.
Who are you? Anyway, we are talking MLB, the bat flipper around the world, or as Sarandon said, to bat flip or not to bat flip. Chicago White Sox, Tim Anderson had a homer and a heck of a bat flip.
Oh my God.
I thought it was awesome.
He chucked it. I loved it. So if you haven't seen it, Google it.
Just go on Twitter.
It's so good.
Just go on Twitter.
So basically, Tim Anderson, the shortstop for the Chicago White Sox, hit a home run and then turned to his was it his dugout or the opposing
his
team?
Dugout.
Okay, turned to his dugout and basically took the bat in his right hand and just chucked it. Instead
he didn't
of
bat flip, he bat chucked.
No, it was a bat throw.
Yeah.
It was, and then started running. And so
bat flip of the year? Question mark?
I love it. Anyway, his next at bat, the Royals were not happy about it.
Obviously.
And then plunked him. And that's when Tim Anderson, started charging and basically said some things that I cannot say. And
that we cannot say.
But
or we won't be on air ever again.
Yeah. But you can look it up. And then he was suspended for one game, basically for
what he said.
And what basically is going around on social media and or just MLB in general was if he hadn't flipped his bat like that, then he wouldn't have gotten suspended. Which, oh my gosh.
Well, because if he hadn't flipped his bat, he would have been hit and the benches would have been cleared. It's like
right.
a domino effect.
No,
it's not like the bat flip got him suspended.
Right.
But I thought you brought this up, that the MLB tweeted out, let the kids play.
Okay, yeah. So, funny. So go to the MLB's Twitter. And basically, was it this bat flip or was it some other at bat?
It was this bat flip.
MLB tweeted and it was saying, let the kids play, way to show emotion. Or, go for it, Nicole.
Okay, so MLB tweeted, keep doing your thing. And in the tweet, Tim Anderson said, I'm going to continue to be me, continue to play the game hard and how I know to play it. I don't have any rules. I play fun. I play to have fun. And I play with a lot of energy. And MLB, it was keep doing your thing, at Tim Anderson, # let the kids play. And then he was suspended.
And then he was suspended. So it's basically pulling up the conversation of should players be able to, show emotion with their bat flip if,
Yes, let the kids play.
I'm not done, Nicole. Or you're not able to show emotion And because like I feel like the retribution effect. Okay, so there's two parts of this, right? You have the like, do you bat flip or do you not bat flip, or does MLB not do retribution anymore and no getting revenge by hitting each other's players?
You know, it'd be more fun than hitting them and giving them a base, striking them out.
Striking them out.
You know, it'd be really
doing your job as a pitcher.
You know, it'd be really cool if they just did that. Now, this was the White Sox, and I'm here for this because I'm a Cubs fan. Don't like the White Sox. Gabby, what are your thoughts? I want to hear your thoughts.
To paint a visual picture, Nicole is currently wearing a Chicago Cubs bracelet and a Chicago Cubs t-shirt. The Cubs are coming to town next weekend.
Oh yeah, they're playing we'll talk about the D-backs series. Sarandon and I we'll talk.
But
we'll talk.
But anyways,
we'll talk.
Gabby, so your thoughts? I'd like to hear your thoughts.
To bat flip or not to bat flip, I compare it to celebrate in the end zone or to not celebrate in the end zone in football. Do you remember when players were celebrating a lot, like, after they would score touchdowns? Like, Odell Beckham Jr. was the most famous for this.
Right.
I loved it.
It was so great.
It was awesome. It added color and fun.
Cinco, T.O., some of the best ever do celebrations.
I wanted to have, like a contest to see, like, which wide receiver had the best celebration in the NFL. But the NFL, like, shot that down really, really quickly because they believed that it put the NFL in a bad light, and players were joking around too much, and like the players were doing backflips, and they were doing all kinds of stuff, and NFL came out and claimed that it was messing with the flow of the game. That's what this reminds me
league.
of. And the no fun league. Thank you. Yeah, the MLB is like it's America's pastime. It's supposed to be like this very serious white collar league that, you know, all the guys are these great, respectable baseball players chewing their tobacco and stuff like that. But honestly, that's what this reminds me of. And I think
so what are your thoughts on it?
The MLB shooting it down, or like the MLB finding this kid, stuff like that. Like I think.
Well, he was suspended for what he said.
Yeah. He was suspended for what he said, which is understandable.
Weak blankety blank, which I will let you figure out on your own.
Or Google.
Or Google.
Oh, Google. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the only word I can say is weak.
But like, so I understand him being suspended, like, for what he said, but I think the MLB needs to let the kids play. I think they need to let them celebrate. These are 18, 19-year-old kids sometimes on the mound, celebrating the fact that they just scored a home run, like, in the major league. Like, I don't know. I don't think...
So you're for... So
I'm for the celebration.
Let's make this a celebration thing.
Okay.
Yeah. You're for or against celebration.
So,
yeah, I'm for the celebration.
So, like, my thing is, because... I don't know if you guys know, but I was a pitcher. So I...
Really?
Yes. So I relate to pitchers a lot. And, you know, after you get a strikeout or, like, you have a big inning, like, you're allowed to scream and to, like, pump your fist. I mean, like, we were shooting arrows, like, with Rodney. And, I mean, like, I feel like the pitchers are allowed more celebration than the hitters sometimes. And I don't think that's okay. Like, I feel like... You know, if pitchers are allowed to, you know, scream or like pump their arms or like give it like a heck yes and
maybe not those exact words, but
you know, I'm improvising. Then I feel like when you strike someone out, I feel like the batter should be able to replicate that same kind of emotion. And I feel like bat flips are a really easy way to do it because it brings life to the game. It brings color. The MLB has an aging fan base. It's in their 50s. So, how does the MLB get new people to watch? Make it entertaining. Make it a battle of celebrations, a battle of competition of color. Make it, you know, so the young people are interested. The bat flip went viral on Twitter. So, that's how you get people to start watching games. If you can have these viral tweets of, you know, this celebration, that's how you can get more people engaged, more younger generations engaged with this dying sport.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You look at, I mean, Sarandon, you make such a good point. You look at how sports is kind of run nowadays. A lot of people get their information from media outlets. They get their information from social media, from Twitter, stuff like that. You need quick hitting stuff to get people's minds to get, like, to be intrigued by the sport. People have such short attention spans now. They're always on their cell phones. They're always, they've got information
Sarandon and I are.
barraging at them.
I know.
I'm actually looking for something.
I know. I was looking on Twitter.
They've got, and that's my point. You're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube. You want the quick highlights. You want to see the best part right away. People don't want to wait anymore. People don't want to sit there for 4.5 hours watching a baseball game.
And that's the thing. So, like, when I say
when you say that, go Sarandon.
Okay. I was like, when I'm a baseball fan. Same. I do not mind waiting 9 hours.
Baseball fans will sit there and wait. Watch. I will gladly sit in Wrigley for 9 hours. Okay, maybe not 9 hours, but I will gladly sit there for 5 hours. I was going to say,
I was at a 5-hour game, and that was a lot, and I was kind of ready to go home.
But still, you'll sit there and watch it.
Yeah, no, like a nice 3-hour game. Oh, yeah.
Maybe
perfect.
A little more, yeah.
Yeah, but it's... When I say that I'm a fan of baseball, a lot of my friends don't understand how I can like it and don't understand how...
Because it's slow and...
Yeah, and they cannot get into it. And I'm not saying that MLB should do more of its changing the game rule-wise, because they've done a lot of that, trying to make it faster, pace of play, the pitch count, like not the pitch count,
clock.
But the clock, the mound visits. All of that is to help make the game faster, so people who have shorter attention spans are able to watch it and get more eyes on it. But I think that they also need to understand the virality of just little moments of baseball, because that has such a good, when I watch or I go on Twitter or social media, catches or throws or bat flips, they're all in these little 3-second clips that are fantastic, and they are able to spread virally. So why would they want to limit that output in order to, I guess, preserve the game? But if you wanted to, get more eyes, get more generations involved, you need to get as many different viral clips to social media as possible, and that's just how the world is going.
Right. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. The people are going to tune into this because of that bat flip. And I thought it was awesome. I mean, I don't like the White Sox. I thought it was awesome.
It was original. No one's thrown a bat like that.
Chucked it like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, Jose Bautista was famous for the original, and it went 7 feet in the air.
But it was it was like a little flick of the wrist. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm obviously for celebrations. I celebrated a lot when it came to swimming and track. I didn't try to be over the top. At least I don't think. People back home can correct me on that because I don't remember. But there's one picture of me on my Instagram that I absolutely love where I'm like my hips are nearly out of the water because I jumped so high after getting a time I really wanted. Mm-hmm. And I think it's snapshots like that. It's viral videos like this that make it fun for everyone. I love seeing the players' emotions. Sound
absolutely.
effects that NFL does, I love seeing that because I love seeing what are they talking about, what their emotions, because when they have their helmets on you don't really see all that much.
Yeah.
So obviously we're all here for celebrations.
Right.
I know I watched one time NFL Network does top 10s, which I love. Mm-hmm. They did top 10 celebrations. Barry Sanders was number 1. You want to know what Barry Sanders' celebration was? Nothing. He handed the ball to the ref. Act like you've been there before. And do you agree or disagree with that? I know we just said yes to celebrations, but what about the whole, act like you've been there before take?
See,
go for it, Gabby.
The whole act like you've been there before take, yes, I understand. I know my mom's always given me flack for not being professional enough in the world of sports journalism and stuff like that. My mom was you're not a kid anymore. You got to act professional. These are your peers, your normal people. But
you also got to live a little.
Yeah, but honestly, the big moments, the moments where you feel like you just captured someone's heart.
Right.
The moments where you feel like you inspired someone. The moments where you felt like you really told someone's story the right way and you actually did it justice. In the world of sports journalism, I believe that you firmly should celebrate in those moments. You should show emotion. It's the same way in sports. In sports. If there was one particular moment where you knew you had worked so tremendously hard, take Nicole's incident. You trained like a dog your entire life to get one particular time in swimming. Yeah. You trained.
It's like, Nicole's like, you compare me to a dog?
Listen, I love dogs, but you just said train like...
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, you're good. Go on.
I'm ruining this, people.
You're fine.
I just ruined it. You trained hard your entire life to get a particular time in swimming. You know, you look at when athletes get like their first professional home run. You look at when athletes get their first anything. I believe that they have the right to celebrate.
Absolutely.
They have the right to rejoice in that moment.
And their accomplishment, yeah.
See, I'm kind of like, when you say, like, act like you've been there before, I'm more of, like, a show me something new kind of person. Like, you'll remember this because you're a Cubs fan, but when it was raining and it was rained out, it was like a 4-hour rain delay between the Cubs and the D-backs, and they had a bullpen off.
Yeah! Yes!
And so
that
there
was so good.
There was what? There was a bobsled.
So many
there
gifs
was like
of
a
that.
Bowling one, I want to say. Like,
that was
fishing.
So fun.
I mean, like... it was how many years ago, and I still remember like half of them. Like,
right.
That's what's interesting. Like
you remember T.O. like having the popcorn in his face. You remember when he grabbed the cheerleaders' pom poms. Like you remember, was that T.O. or Ochocinco? No, that was Steve Smith when he rode the boat. Like you remember those kinds of things. You
remember that, and that's what's gonna make it. You know, that's what makes sports great is the personalities.
Right.
So
that's what we love to watch.
Exactly. Let's just not take it away.
Yeah. So speaking of the Cubs and D-backs, Cubs won 5-1.
You had to bring that up.
I did because it was windy in the Windy City. Actually, do you guys know why it's called the Windy City?
Because it's windy.
No, Gabby.
What?
Why is it called the Windy City?
It's not because it's windy.
Okay, then why?
Why?
I'm quizzing you.
Okay. Is it because like, I don't know. Is it because like in like that area of the country there's like. There's like, does it connect back to like the industrial times or something?
No. Like, you know Chicago's corrupt, right? We all know this.
Yes.
It's because so many like politicians blow in and out of Chicago like all the time. That's why it's called the Windy City. It just also happens to be very windy, as it was yesterday. Wow.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Cute shooting star now.
The more you know. I just quizzed you all. There was no reason for that. So it was... I bring that up because it was very windy yesterday.
Yeah.
There was one particular instance that I remember that I'm going to bring up. Chris Bryant hit it just past second base, way up there.
Like 4 D-backs, like, were going on the ball.
They all just watched it fall, and we got two runs in.
Yeah.
So so they play again today, actually, in like 40 minutes.
You know what's funny? I'm looking at their records right now. D-backs are 10-10 and
Cubs are 9-9.
Which just makes me so happy.
And the D-backs have been playing really well. Cubs,
they were on like a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, Cubs, we now just got our 4th in a row. So that makes the series interesting because I think Cubs are obviously, their season has not started as good as their talent is. The bullpen has gotten better. Kyle Hendricks, heck of a game yesterday.
Yeah.
He got you guys good. But the D-backs, they've been playing really well. I think both teams are better than their record.
They swept Atlanta, which
we didn't, which we got swept. So
yeah,
I think these teams are kind of even. I think the Cubs have more talent, but these teams are... They're more even than you think. I think that's what makes this series interesting.
D-backs are 3rd in the NL West, which actually surprises me.
What are the Cubs in the Central? Probably not great.
Let's find out.
Probably not great.
And I'm guessing the D-backs are trailing the Dodgers and who else?
Dodgers and
the Rockies.
And the Rockies. Okay, no surprise there.
The Cubs are 4th.
Oh.
Behind Pirates, Brewers, Cardinals, and Cubs.
I was gonna say
they're
ahead
of the Reds. Ahead of the Reds.
Not behind the Reds.
Also,
oh my God,
the Pirates are ahead of the Brewers.
They are?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. That won't last
6
long.
losses.
Well, the Brewers have been playing the Dodgers, and the Dodgers so far I think they won last night.
But the Brewers are on a tear. Yelich, like, literally, people are like, why are you still pitching to him?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, at this point.
So, Cubs, D-backs, that came
actually, it's in the NL West. I was mistaken. It's Dodgers, Padres.
I was going to say, I thought it was the Padres. It made more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But the Rockies, man. They're not going to stay down for long.
Probably not. Mm-mm. So, Cubs D-backs, 5-1 yesterday. They're back in Wrigley today. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer. It looks sunny there yesterday.
Hopefully it's not as windy.
It's not as windy as yesterday. But
it's not election season right now, so it can't be that windy.
But And
we're going to break.
we're going to go to a really fast break before
really
we come
fast.
back and talk the NBA playoffs so I can slander the Lakers because I wasn't able to last week. And the NFL draft. We'll be right here on The Future is Female.
Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome. And welcome back here to The Future is Female. We're now talking the NBA playoffs.
The Lakers stink!
You really
Somebody has to say it!
pulled that out.
Of course I did. I wasn't able to last week. Yeah, let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
No.
No, let's not.
Lakers stink!
Thank you, Stephen A. Smith.
He's right. I actually
I
agree
thought you
with
were
him.
going to play the next part. Somebody had to say it.
Somebody had to say it.
Thank you, Stephen A. Smith, for that. Thank you, Nicole Pinter, for playing that.
I wasn't here last week too.
Oh,
You know
it's
what?
rather obvious that they stink. Thank you
But
very
I just
much.
love
I just have
that
to remind you.
the Suns have been so bad for so long that there's no clips of that.
He
It's
doesn't
just
care about the Suns.
exactly.
Which, speaking of the Suns and just the draft lottery, that's May 14th. I don't know if you saw. I think ESPN posted it. It was like Zion in each of the 4 top teams' jerseys,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta admit he looked the best in that red and black, right? You gotta admit. Come on, he looked pretty darn good.
He looked
did.
good in that purple
looked-
and orange.
Purple and orange. Who in God's name thought that was a good combination?
See, no,
for
I'm actually a
uniforms?
sucker for all things purple. Like
So-
purple jerseys. Like
First of all, it's
LSU,
original.
Clemson.
Like
First of all,
no one.
original.
First of all, it's original. How many
First of
other
all,
purple and
Gabby.
orange teams can you name?
None. That's
Exactly.
my point.
Exactly.
That's my point. Like it's such,
Exactly.
They're both such like they can be both such bright colors, and I'll admit it. Some of the Suns uniforms I think are cool. I think their black uniforms are awesome.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know the.
Okay, so I'm gonna raise you. So the Cardinals and the D-backs are both Sedona red half the time.
I thought
so
I thought it was desert red for the D-backs.
Sedona.
Oh, okay.
It's called Sedona red.
Oh.
Don't quiz me on this.
Don't push me.
Don't
Don't
do
push
it.
the Arizona native on this one.
No, Sedona red. So like, how many red and white or red and black teams?
I forgot my volume was all the way up.
How many red and black, red and white teams are there in like sports? Literally like 100. There are so many.
But he looks so good in it.
No.
But
He
I'm
looks
sorry.
so professional.
I'm sorry.
and,
He
like,
would
he's
look
got
good
purple-
in anything.
No, he wouldn't. He would look horrible in purple and gold.
That was a good one.
Hey,
Thank
the
you.
door is right there. I'm
Yeah,
about to kick your butt out to it.
Do it, you won't.
This
There's
is the
the
week that
door.
the futurist
That's
female
you
breaks up.
leaving. That is you leaving.
Hey, we
No,
had
you
our
know what?
fallout last week.
You know what?
It's Gabby and I's turn. That's
I
why I
know.
wasn't here. Okay,
You
yeah,
know-
let me clarify. That's why I wasn't here last week. Sarandon and I had our fallout. Someone
Yeah.
had to take a leave of absence.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
texting them during the show. I thought they might say it out loud, and they didn't. So,
Darn
I'm
it.
here
Sorry.
I'm here to
You
say
should have
it.
clarified.
You should
Well,
have, yeah.
Or
Well,
at
no,
least
I
told
could've.
Gabby
I-
because
I
we had a
apologize.
fallout.
That's true.
I
Because I can tell
apologize.
you.
I apologize, Sarandon, but purple and orange, you guys might as well have just ripped off the Lakers' classic purple and gold look. Orange is like that one color in the rainbow that everybody like
Lakers
rips
stink.
off. Thank you for that.
Somebody has to say it!
This is our second to last show, and it's already devolved into chaos.
Oh,
It
I'm
only
having
took
so much
44
fun with my
minutes.
life right now, Gabby. I'm sorry it's coming at your expense.
Yeah, thanks.
It's not your fault.
Thanks
you root
for that.
It's not your.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. You
So
root
I'm-
for the Lakers. There's still time. There's still time to heal.
I am a Southern California native.
There's also the Clippers.
I've
Dude,
been
you're
rooting for
talking
the
LA.
Lakers since I was 7.
You're
The
talking
superior
to
LA
like
team.
an Arizona native. I've had one championship in my life, and I was 3. like,
19
Okay,
wins.
in my-
19 wins.
Since I've been alive, obviously I didn't see MJ, but we had Derek Rose. That was
tragic.
That was so.
Tragic.
Oh my god! I've never been more excited as a Bulls fan, and then have my heart absolutely broken like that.
How many times did you get your hopes up that he would be okay?
A lot.
A lot. After the 2011 playoffs, after the 2012
Sorry,
playoffs,
my volume
after the third ACL surgery. Let's put it this way: all
miss-
of our
I miss-
teams
he might come
stink
back.
right now.
He might come back. I miss
All-
D Rose. I miss D Rose a lot.
All of our NBA teams stink right now. All of them are in the running
But
somewhat.
there's only one audio clip of Stephen A. Smith saying that teams stink
You're right.
because he doesn't care about the Suns or the Bulls.
You're right.
Which I feel
Honestly,
like he should care about the Bulls just because they are a major market team and they are Michael Jordan's old team.
And
Wow.
Anyway,
Jesus.
okay, so we're done with that.
Nicole and I are about to have a
All right,
falling out.
Yeah,
Thank you very
so
much.
let's talk about something else.
So, okay, the Warriors dominated the Clippers. Clippers had that 31... Warriors blew another 3-1 lead, might I add. 31-point lead in game 2. Yes.
Yeah,
Clippers,
game 2.
and then Warriors just absolutely went on a tear, as they do. So, Warriors dominating the Clippers. Bucks and Pistons isn't even a series. There's no reason for it to exist. Having Detroit being my second team, because I have no team in the playoffs, obviously, and I grew up in Michigan, so Detroit teams, I just kind of take them as my second team. I'm very upset.
Really?
You really thought that the Pistons were gonna match up against Giannis Antetokounmpo?
No, but it's still like...
Giannis essentially
I might as
averaged
well
a
not be
triple-double
here.
this year.
Might as well not be here. Yeah, Giannis is just absolutely amazing. Magic and, Gabby.
Rob Pelinka?
No, who are they playing? Correct. Oh, my God.
Oh,
why?
the Orlando Magic.
Who are they playing?
Oh, the Orlando Magic. They're playing the Toronto Raptors.
Thank you. I'm blanking. I'm a fake fan. Okay, but...
She's totally a fake fan. The Lakers stink! Oh,
They do.
please.
They do.
You don't know any... No, basketball.
I don't know anything?
Oh, you do. You do know. You do. You just know enough to slander me and my team. You just know enough to slander me and my team. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
It's just because you feel insecure about your own Chicago
Celtics,
Bulls. That's on you.
are leading the Pacers 3-0. That's not true. Portland leads the Thunder 2-1. Thunder won last night, actually. Sixers and Nets. Sixers lead 2-1. That game's today. Nuggets Spurs is also today. San Antonio leads 2-1. Milwaukee Bucks lead 2-0 on the Pistons, also later today. These are all today. All the games I'm saying now are today. I'm going to stop saying that. Houston play Utah. They're leading 2-0. That's the last game of today. I said it again.
That series is over.
Yeah. So, what do we think of... Now, the NBA playoffs, I'm like... I will watch one of the 160-something games or the NHL playoffs before I watch the NBA playoffs, personally. Not just because my team's not in it, but because, like, I'll watch the conference finals. I don't know. They're just not interesting to me. Obviously, Gabby, they're interesting to you.
Oh, they are very interesting to me. This is my niche. I was the weirdo growing up who spent hours on end on the weekends watching NBA basketball.
It's me with football.
I will say...
Baseball.
I will say I am going to hold on to that 31-point comeback for as long as I can, because since the Lakers are not in the playoffs, I'm rooting for the Clippers. Since Dwayne Wade is not in the playoffs...
I thought you were going to say Warriors. I was like, whoa, you just gave me so much more ammo.
Oh, God, no. I am a big fan of Kevin Durant.
At least you're rooting for your other LA team, the superior
I
LA
am
team.
a big fan of Kevin Durant. I've always been a big fan of Kevin Durant. I will take that to my grave. I always have been. I think he's a great player. I think I can't necessarily say I agree with what he did, but on the court and, like, the person he is and stuff, like, I think that he's a good dude. I think he really did do what was best for him and said screw everybody else, which, why the heck not? But, honestly, I watched a little bit of Game 3. Oh, my Lord. Kevin Durant. Oh, my Lord. He, in Game 3, he went for, like, 38, 6, and 8, absolutely dominated Patrick Beverley. And I heard somebody say today that Kevin Durant is now the best basketball player in the world. And
over your LeBron?
And honestly, I would probably have to agree with that. I would actually say that it's not a race between Kevin Durant and LeBron James anymore, because LeBron's like 34. LeBron's getting older. I would say it's a race now between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant. Right now,
Harden? Question mark?
Harden is up there, but Harden doesn't have the same defensive ability as Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant. Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant can guard any position 1 through 4, even the 5 if they really, really have to, especially Antetokounmpo because he's so strong. But KD has the better passing ability. KD has the better, has the better ball handling skills. He can shoot the jump shot. He can get wherever he wants to on the court, whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
Hell, he went for 38 the other night against Patrick Beverley, who Beverley is considered a top 10 defender in this league.
Beverly's in his head rent-free right now. It is not hard. Okay, can you agree with this? It is not hard to get in Kevin Durant's head.
Oh, 100% agree with that.
Okay.
100% agree with that.
It's not hard.
It's not hard at all.
Journalists do it all the time.
Literally,
He
yeah.
hates the media.
He does. He really does.
He hates us.
But like
He hates me.
I think
Chappelle coming in 2020. Go on.
Oh yeah, he he's really set the precedent for what it means to be a dominant offensive talent in this league, an all-around dominant offensive talent. He can get wherever he wants on the court at will. And I will say the one thing about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's stronger than anybody else in this league. I think that's rather imminent. He's 6'9", 265 pounds. He's
Big boy.
He's a monster. Yeah, he's got the build of LeBron James now. But you talk about a potential Golden State Warriors versus Milwaukee Bucks NBA Finals. You talk about Giannis versus Kevin Durant. Oh my Lord!
Is that who you have?
Yeah, that's who I have.
That'd be a fun matchup. I personally think. Sorry, go on. Finish.
Get your popcorn ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Get your popcorn ready.
I'll admit that'd be fun. I just think the Milwaukee Bucks, their inexperience, I think is gonna bite them, and I think it's gonna come against Toronto in the finals because, I mean, obviously Kawhi's only there for a year. Like, I think we know that. I think we can all agree he's probably going to the Clippers next year.
Oh yeah.
So because he wants to go to LA, and he's not gonna go to the Lakers.
You're opening up a whole other can of worms. Just stay on the NBA playoffs. It's too hard. It's too hard to talk about free agency.
Do you want Kawhi?
Do I want air to breathe with? Of course we want Kawhi. Are you kidding me?
Do we want air? That was good.
Do I want blue skies and sunshine? Yeah, of course. Of course I want Kawhi.
That's not always a choice. Anyway.
This isn't always a choice either. Kawhi's the one who gets to choose.
I think I really like Toronto. I like the way they're playing. I think Milwaukee's inexperience gets them, and I mean they're walking through Detroit right now. We all know that.
Yeah.
So I do like just to be different. I do like Toronto versus Golden State. I would be just as fine with Milwaukee too. I think that'd be fun too. But
what about Philadelphia? What about the 76ers?
I don't know, because Brooklyn's kind of giving him, I mean, I know it's like 2-1, but Brooklyn's kind of giving him a hard time.
D'Angelo Russell? God, what were the Lakers thinking getting rid of him? What were they thinking?
Uh-huh.
What were they thinking? No. Stop. That's not necessary. But no, Philadelphia...
The Lakers stink! Somebody has to say it!
Okay, I'm done. Go on.
Sure, you're done. But no, the Philadelphia 76ers, they're the other wild card in the East that I love watching the Sixers play. Because Ben Simmons is so dynamic, but he can't shoot a jump shot.
Honestly, that's the best thing about the NBA playoffs right now is the trash talking that's going between the Nets and the 76ers.
Oh, it's hysterical. It's
so
absolutely
funny.
Hysterical. It's still
Did you see the wanted or the missing poster?
And
then
good.
he laughed in his face the other day. Oh, that's the best.
real quick before we go on to NFL draft, who's your MVP?
My MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo. For sure.
Yeah.
500%.
Greek freak.
Heck yeah.
I want to say Harden again, but he just hasn't right now.
I mean, he had that streak of amazing games. So I can see it too.
He resurrected the Rockets when they were falling flat on their faces.
I want to say Harden, but I don't think they're going to want to vote for him 2 years in a row, personally. Yeah. So I think I agree. It's a Greek freak. It's Giannis.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, with our last 4.5 minutes, NFL draft. So Raiders just yesterday morning, sent their scouts home. Mike Mayock, John Gruden, don't know who to trust with their draft picks. So they sent their scouts home, which is a thing they do for Easter weekend. Easter is tomorrow. But they're not expected back by draft time. So this is a Mike Mayock, John Gruden draft. They have 4 picks within the top 35. So this interesting move by Oakland, who, as we know, traded Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper. Thank you for Khalil Mack. My life is just resurrected from that.
The Chicago Bears fan in the room, in case y'all didn't realize that.
Yes, Chicago fan, and then Michigan. I don't root on Illinois teams. Josh Rosen is annoyed by the uncertainty of future with the Cardinals, as he should be.
Everyone,
and every other Cardinal fan.
Seriously.
And then we'll rank our QB wide receiver draft prospects. N'Keal Harry was actually on NFL Network yesterday. Yeah,
so cute.
So they were talking about his insane catches. We'll discuss where we think, real quick, where N'Keal and Renell Wren will go. Will Manny Wilkins get a shot? First, Raiders and Josh Rosen. What do you guys think?
So the Raiders, we're not in those close quarters. We don't know how prepared they are. For all we know, they have been prepared, and they're well, we got these. they'll have many different scenarios going on, and they're like, well, we want that, and if they're if they're prepared,
Trust
then like
no one.
have a nice little break, and we'll see you when
we'll see you
starts.
after we draft the prospects that you might have scouted.
Exactly.
Now there are things that NFL teams will do where they'll test their NFL scouts. They'll tell them like, hey, we might be picking this guy even though they're not interested at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden they see an article that like, hey, they might draft this guy. Then they know to fire him. So there are tests that NFL teams do with scouts. Just sending them home and not having them back for the draft is a bit unusual, however.
But
Mike Mayock knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
He is one of the best NFL draft analysts.
Right.
He knows what he's doing.
I mean, I work on a radio show during the week. Like, I interned for one, and it was
do?
Yeah, I do. Wow.
Go on.
The Lakers stink. Yeah. Thank you for that. No, that's not necessary.
No, we're done.
We're done.
Nicole,
we are done.
No,
right.
I have another
Okay,
take, but go on real quick.
No, but basically, they were saying on the show that like the Raiders may even like try to trade back from that 4th pick because they want more assets because they have Derek Carr. They believe in Derek Carr.
As they should.
Yeah.
I like Carr.
They signed him to that huge contract, to that huge deal back in 2015.
Yeah.
And so they may end up just trading back in the draft. They may not even be interested in Josh Rosen. They may not be interested in Kyler Murray. They may not be interested in any of it.
Yeah.
Which, good for them. With the Cardinals, it's a little less clear because no one is... If they're playing mind games with everyone. And I saw an article by AZ Central that was talking about how sometimes Josh Rosen is in the hype videos that the Cardinals are putting out, and sometimes he's not.
Oh, for the schedule, they re-released one that had like one little shot of him because the prior one did not.
Right. So it's just playing mind games, and I feel bad for the kid a little bit. But like on the same time, it's like if the Cardinals go and draft Kyler Murray, why would you say that Josh Rosen is your guy as many times as they did? Like, I feel like
Kingsbury loves him. Like,
I know.
A lot.
I'm just saying though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe they keep both. Who knows? Who knows?
I don't agree with that, but yeah.
Maybe they keep both, or maybe they don't draft, Kyler Murray first overall.
Maybe they go Bosa or Williams or Allen.
Maybe they go with something else because they need a lot. So, I don't know. The Cardinals, I don't know.
Yeah, so real quick question, yes or no, will Manny Wilkins get a shot at the NFL? This is something we'll talk more about next week.
I can see him potentially going, but... I think he goes late. Like, Tom Brady late.
Even later than that.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think he might get signed as a free agent.
Like
after the draft. Like on a practice squad or something.
Yeah, I think he can make a practice squad.
I haven't really seen him on many NFL draft boards.
I haven't seen him on, any.
Yeah, I didn't see him on Talking with Chase. I haven't seen him on NBC Sports or ESPN's Nobodies.
Yeah. And so who's your top QB prospect? Who's your top wide receiver prospect? Again, we'll talk about this more next week. We'll talk more about N'Keal Harry next week. Who's your top QB prospect, top wide receiver prospect going in?
I mean, Kyler Murray. I
guess.
But, I don't know. It's
kind of hard because this is a
defensive-minded draft. Last year, it was such a QB-oriented draft.
And this year
it's not. So, other than Kyler Murray...
Dwayne Haskins?
Who has, the potential to be great?
Right.
I feel like he's the only one that I could really see being successful. But, wide receiver, you gotta go with the boy,
You gotta go with N'Keal Harry. DK Metcalf is absolutely ripped.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
But, the Cardinal fan in me wants him to go to the Cardinals because I want him to learn under Larry Fitzgerald, and then Larry can retire, and then we have N'Keal Harry, and it's just perfect. But
it's like Cinderella storybook ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Nicole, what about you?
Top QB wide receiver prospect?
Yeah.
I guess I have to. I don't like. I'll talk more next week. I don't like Dwayne Haskins personally. I'll explain that later. More than he's Ohio State. Murray's kind of a up in the air kind of guy. You got to go with N'Keal's top wide receiver prospect, but. Again, we'll talk more about that next week.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us here on The Future is Female. I leave you...
For what?
I leave you with this.
Weed? Weed? Really? You can't smoke weed.
Oh my Lord, Nicole.
I love Stephen A. Smith.
Oh my
Anyway, we'll
gosh.
see you next week right here on The Future is Female.
Happy 420.